Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 24th. As he checks to make sure. Yeah, 24th Movie Club. Um, it's me, AJ. Mike's here as well.
Hi.
It's been interesting time period between the last non F1 show that we've recorded. Because the Xbox and the PS5 were, I guess, announced really in priced.
hmm
The weird thing to me is Sony's messaging up until the PS5 thing was, don't worry about pre-orders, you'll have time.
Oh boy, this is gonna be one of those. I can just tell you already.
And you had what, 12 hours, if that?
No, you didn't have that. If you think you had that much, you're insane.
And then Xbox still hasn't gone up.
hmm
Yeah. And then Nvidia with the whole GTX 3080 not even being in stock. That's been a whole That's been an interesting saga to follow because they were supposed to release the 3080 and nobody on the internet has been able to get one. And there are multiple screen videos of the card just not being in stock.
hmm
Like it went from notify me to out of stock instantly. So it's like,
Really?
yeah, it's like, okay. Are you trying to do an artificial scarcity, or are there that many bots out there
Just doing it?
just selling them, you know, snatching them up and selling them on, because you can find them on eBay. They're like $1,400, which is way too much, but
hmm
yeah, you can find them. So
Okay.
it'll be an interesting uh, fall, winter this year in terms of gaming in general. Of, do you have stuff in stock? Do you have, are there going to be, um, I mean, there are going to be, because there'll have to be PS5s and Xboxes in stock come like Black Friday.
Yeah, like what volume was we'll get to is gonna be a question, but yeah, 100%. There physically will be. It's a matter of how many did each store have.
Yeah. And it'll be interesting to see, like, could you walk into a Best Buy and buy a digital PS5? Like,
Uh, so I bet you Best Buy's last one question, and I guess we'll get there in a second too. I'm very curious why, if you're GameStop, would you sell a digital one? If you're GameStop, I would only sell the physical if I could. Unless Sony made you sign a deal saying you have to sell both.
I mean, if you're GameStop, are you even open? Like, it's a serious question. They've been closing stores left and right. Like,
You open, you are making it through this year because investors will make sure of it. They have enough cash on hand based on the last earnings call, I believe, probably to make probably another year. So I bet you they'll just keep hemorrhaging store and try to sell assets, but they'll be around for a bit.
yeah, I just don't see, like,
And even if you're doing a liquidation sale, you're making it through Black Friday because you want to, if you're an
yeah,
investor.
yeah, you'll at least make it through. But if you're Sony and Microsoft, you know, okay, your bills are going to get paid.
hmm
Somebody's going to pay that bill. Whether it be a debt collector or the GameStop company themselves. But yeah, I don't know how you sell consoles in a major way to GameStop. Like, they're not even on their last leg. They're on their last toe.
they are making it slowly through life.
I don't
Which
even like. What is the reasoning for them even? Just like, why are you trying to keep it
alive?
going? Yeah, like,
Because why? Well, you're investors. You want, of course, you want to keep going. I think there is a world where a GameStop can exist and can pivot to exist. I don't think GameStop's doing it quick enough or doing the right things to be that.
I mean, if GameStop was smart, what they do, which they aren't smart, like their investors are incredibly just stupid. I mean, if you think you're making money on investing in GameStop, you're sorely mistaken.
I bet you a lot of stocks at the end have like a pop. That might be something you do, but yeah, no, I agree with you. It's not a good long-term investment.
Yeah. If they were smart, they team up with like you shutter the stores, and then GameStop is a brand,
Hmm.
and so you license the GameStop brand to Walmart, to Target, to somebody, and then the GameStop sticks around, and it's the game section at Walmart or to the game section at Target, or take your pick of the retailer, like a large scale retailer,
Hmm.
because I mean, let's be honest, like the console manufacturers are clearly ready for the digital age. They both have all digital boxes coming out. You know, you're seeing less and less retail sales in general, hardware and games, like, and your profit margins are tiny on selling to a retailer.
They are. They are.
So, why not sell through an Amazon or somebody that doesn't have or hell, even your own store, like somebody with
Hmm.
a lot less overhead that you can just, you can make some kind of money on a sale. It's like, it's so weird to me that the GameStop that has been around forever near where I live is still open because I never see anybody in it.
Yeah, I'm very curious, like on a per store basis, like what those numbers look like. But that's also if you look at like how many people have hourly there too. Like,
Yeah, yeah, it'll be interesting. It's funny, I just show just how the world has changed, right? Like I pre-ordered my PS4 through that GameStop. The PS5 that I order will probably be on Amazon
hmm
or Sony site or whoever.
I think that's pretty accurate. I think I got mine through GameStop too, so it actually makes a lot. I think about the same boat.
Like, you know,
I might
I
do
will
Best
end
Buy,
up
but
and plus I'll end up getting one. It's probably not at launch.
if I could find one, I might. But we'll see.
I mean, because I'd rather get a 3080 and have a PC that's able to handle anything you throw at it because all these games are coming to PC anyway. Like
Hmm.
I don't need an Xbox because it's coming to either Steam or the Windows Store. Um, I would just need a PlayStation for the exclusives, which those are coming to PC
Hmm.
slowly but surely. Like so, yeah. And then there's not much upcoming for the show. You are doing a panel at GDEX Online.
Yeah, I'm doing a talk about. I still have to work the talk. Basically about like those with a game degree or finishing a game degree, kind of like how do you get jobs? What do you do with it? Kind of like because I hit picked all of you. Most of you not going to end up per se in the games industry or like full time in the games industry, and you need to find ways to still leverage those skill sets. So it's going to kind of be a talk on that and career stuff.
Cool. As for what we have played, I have gone on the ultimate saga of fully dissolving myself from the Windows Store. Um, I tried to launch Sea of Thieves that I had through the Windows Store. Um, it was out of sync with the current version, so I had to update it. So I went to try to update it. The Windows Store is the Windows Store, so it never updated. So I said, screw it, went to Steam, bought it on Steam, it was on sale, and have been playing that. Um, working my way through Yakuza Kiwami 1.
Yeah, yeah. We were talking about that the other night. So you and these Yakuza, like I don't know. It's Are you playing through all of them as you're playing? I don't know if we fully got there. You're just playing through one right now.
I've played 0 and 6, and I'm working my way through 1.
Okay.
Um, I've played part of 5 as well.
Yeah, I forgot you've played. Yeah, you've been playing them on and off.
Forget how or why I played that, but yeah.
You just decided to.
Yeah, I'd always remembered hearing about them as like, oh, they're the Japanese, basically GTAs. And it's like, okay, I'll eventually get around to checking them out, and then like Sleeping Dogs came out, and everybody's like, oh, you know, this is GTA, but in Hong Kong. It's like, okay, I guess I don't have to check out the Yakuza, and then finally, I think it was 0 that I first like was paying attention to and got and finished, and then I got 6 when it came out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to get Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 to work, but that crashes instantly, so that's fun.
I was gonna say people have been saying it's working well. I thought.
Apparently, I'm not the only one having this issue because the Activision support, uh, ACEs or whatever it's called, um, there are at least 5 topics every day of, hey, I get to the title screen, press a button, and the game crashes. Any help?
Mm-hmm.
Um, and when I went through Epic support, which by God, I hope nobody has to go through that. Um, the guy was like, uh, "Hey, we can't do anything. Go check out Activision support." And it's like a negative feedback loop. Like Activision says, "Talk to Epic." Epic says, "Yeah." It's just like it's like okay, I want to play this game. Like, do
But
I
no,
just have to accept the loss and go just get it on a console?
maybe.
It's like I kind of don't want to do that, but
Mm-hmm.
if I have to deal with the damn Epic store, I might just like yeah. So that's been fun.
Nice. Yeah. Otherwise, I've just been, I think, playing Warzone. Moving cross country, you tend to lose a lot of time.
Yep.
So it's one of those things. So I don't know if I've played that much. I'm gonna get back to Rogue Legacy 2, but I have definitely not had the chance to do that because my desktop's somewhere. Actually, my laptop right now. And then kind of same with like what I've been kind of watching and stuff. Like it's just been a lot of moving on my end. Crazy time. I'm basically unpacked though, so I think as of like next week I should be back to somewhat normal.
It's
Uh,
funny. I was looking at the stuff that I would have to pack up and move.
mhm.
I'm gonna need like 3 U-Hauls just for the random PC shit that I have.
Mhm.
It's like, okay, I've got a flight stick, I've got my racing wheel and pedals, I've got 2 monitors, I've got 2 speaker sets, I've got all my mic stuff, I've got my VR stuff. Like, that's just the PC stuff. I've got a PS4 and an Xbox One that I have to move as well. Like,
Mhm. No, I had a 16-foot one I drove cross country.
that's not bad.
It's a lot to drive at points. But no, it actually was surprisingly not as bad as I thought it would be. I thought it'd be worse.
Just put that bitch on cruise at like 55 or 60 and just relax.
Oh no, this thing was too old to have cruise control. I hate to break it to you. It
It
had
should have had some form of cruise.
no.
Was it a U-Haul or was it somebody else?
It was a budget.
Oh,
That's why.
gotta go U-Haul or Penske, dude.
Mm. It was fine. Budget was cheaper. That's why I went with them.
I wonder why they were cheaper. The truck's probably older than your dad.
Oh, accurate. But yeah, I think that's everything kind of early show stuff then. So let's hop on the news as we'll get to this movie club in a hot minute. First thing though, I kind of subsection the show this week because we have a lot of random stuff. So we're going to talk about some VR nonsense. The first VR thing I think is interesting is so Sony's ye old PSVR is apparently getting Minecraft VR support. And the reason I find that interesting is I believe this is the first time that any Microsoft VR products or infrastructure is now working with PSVR.
Well, okay, here's the question, right? Like this Minecraft VR project,
Hmm.
there's not a PC wing of this as far as I know.
Yeah, there is. Yes, there is.
Oh,
I've
is there now?
there's been for a while. It's the only VR thing to ever make me motion sick. Fun fact.
Because there was Vivecraft for a while, which was like a
No, I've done it
mod.
on the Oculus. It's if you own regular Minecraft, I believe you own Minecraft VR.
Oh,
They
but
just have
it's
to type.
Oculus exclusive or whatever.
I don't know if it is or is not. I just know on the Oculus is on the Oculus store. It registers it for me.
So it's Oculus exclusive then.
Again, it might be. I don't know. But yeah, I just knew that one because I've definitely done it.
Well, I can
Eh,
tell you this: I have a Vive and an Index, and I don't have like Minecraft VR.
Okay.
So yeah, it's Oculus exclusive. So um, yeah, I mean, like, but what other Microsoft VR stuff is there?
There is uh, there's definitely other stuff. I just don't know on top of my head. But I'm curious on the back end if that means though that will change because now the ones you've done that work though, like, does that mean even like from a like creation point of view now, does it change how we can create stuff or stuff like that? Like, do I have access now to their APIs and I can do stuff on PSVR, which I believe was a limitation we didn't have.
Who knows?
Yeah. Other giant VR news is twofold. So they announced Oculus Quest 2, which we kind of knew was happening, and they have announced something that I've been fucking saying, I think, last episode, where they are no longer making pure PC VR headsets. So Oculus Quest 2, general stuff about it, it starts at $300. It is obviously PC compatible for that fun add-on feature. It does something like 4K or some nonsense in the screen itself, and then it comes with the normal stuff it comes with. But yeah, I think the big story here, on top of it being super powerful and relatively cheap still, is they finally are cutting all pure PC VR headsets out of the Oculus technologies.
Just looking to see what the it's included. I want the specs.
I saw the specs on different websites. I can't see it on their site.
Give me the specs.
Take a closer look. Okay, it has a 6 gig RAM. If you click take a closer look up top, it says that. It looks like it.
Learn
Uh,
more.
per eye, it is 1832 by 1920.
I'm on the Oculus Quest 2. The link that you
Yeah, so up top there is
I
this
see
thing called
product,
take a
apps and
closer look.
games, and
So
support.
scroll down until you see take a closer look. It's Quest 2 details. It's above concentrate, cast, and connect.
Oh, there it is.
It doesn't give you great details there either, but it's you at least have numbers to play with.
6 gigs of RAM isn't any. I mean,
It's an improvement.
cheap phones are doing that now.
50% more pixels than the Oculus Quest 1
It's
per eye,
1832 by 1920 per eye.
which I believe that adds up to 4K, right?
Uh, no, it's gonna be
Just shy of it.
um 16. So these are square lenses. Um, it would be they're 1920 wide per eye, so they don't necessarily add up properly. They're 1832 tall,
Hmm.
so it's not 4K.
Hmm.
It would be like 1832 by what would that be? 1836, 3840.
Hmm.
So it's it's like 4K wide, but half as tall.
Hmm.
Um,
So generally speaking, what are your thoughts on Quest 2? Because I know we talked before, and you think it's not worth buying.
everything that I've read, the Ars Technica review says if you have a headset already, don't get this.
Hmm.
It's not worth it. But if you don't have a headset already,
It's definitely a good entry point for the headset.
yeah. And like if you, I mean, like in a weird way, this is the perfect headset if you are, um, like if you want to get into VR, flight simulators or racing games. This would be the perfect one because you just get the cheap one,
Hmm.
and then the pass-through cord,
Hmm.
which isn't included. Of course, it isn't.
Of course not.
How much is it? It's $80.
Jesus Christ. I did not realize it was that much for the pass-through cord. In theory, once you have one, it should be good for a while. But yeah,
But is it just like a USB-C? Is that all it is?
I think it's a little more, but I thought.
Let's see. Plug and play. It looks okay. Hold on. It's a micro USB to a USB-C. It looks like I can't. Yeah, it's a USB-C 3, but then I can't tell if on the other end it's USB-C as well or not.
Hmm.
But that's all it is. Full featured USB active optical cable, USB 3.2 Gen 1 Type C. Yeah, it's just a USB Type C connector. There's nothing in this that makes it any different.
Hmm. Oh, do you think it would just work on anything?
I mean, if you had a USB Type C cord already, I would imagine, of course, in a perfect world, a world where this is a index or a Vive, where it's a
Hmm.
little more open, it's not this walled garden of Facebook,
Hmm.
a USB cable would just work. But knowing Facebook, this is probably there's probably some like you know DRM on the cord itself
Oh, I wouldn't be shocked.
to be like, guess what, idiot? This isn't the right cord. You can't do this.
Hmm.
Um, but I mean, I am ready to be shocked if you can just use a USB Type C cord. Like, good on you, because I'm not paying $80 for a 15-foot USB
No?
Type C cord when you can get one for I think it's like $20 on Amazon.
Hmm.
So, um,
Hmm. Okay.
yeah, I mean, I guess this is if you want seated VR, this is the way to go.
Hmm.
Um, but if you want anything more, I would say at that point just go big, get an index.
I'll be very curious since Oculus, this is now the beginning of a new start of Oculus of only remote models. How does this change? Like, do they start like, do we have each generation only has one headset again, or do they start like ramping up this, like they start being like, okay, now we're gonna have a wide variety of these.
Well, and this is the first Oculus that's like a main headset that is
Hmm.
wholly Facebook. Because even the Rift S was like Palmer Luckey was there to kind of start that
Shepherd it.
process.
Like all of it was Facebook, but you're saying like the founders are gone now.
Yeah.
And I think
Like
it's Carmack
this is the
gone?
first Oculus product that's going to be a mainline thing.
Yeah, because even like Zuckerberg introduced it and stuff. Like, yeah.
Yeah. that it is all Facebook. There is no Oculus, and like it's still the name, but Oculus as you know it is dead.
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah. Some other random stuff. Uh, this is kind of interesting one. Apparently, Microsoft has held talks to try to buy Bungie,
Yeah, you hear these stories every 6 months.
but like, it's so like there's not a world where Bungie would do it, right?
I mean, if Bungie were to sell to anybody, it would be Sony.
You think so?
Yeah.
Just because realistically.
Well, just I mean, they've done so many deals with them for Destiny, and like they already have a really good working relationship there, and
Mm-hmm.
you know, the whole reason Bungie is indie is because they left Microsoft.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is Stockholm syndrome. This is you going back to your um to your captor, or to this is the guy going back to his crazy ex-girlfriend that ruined his life. Like,
Mm-hmm.
but
Yeah. Other thing, which I think is a interesting one. So Viacom CBS, because they remerged like last year, whatever, has now sold off CNET and its corresponding things, which include GiantBomb.com, to Red Ventures, a venture capital firm, for $500 million.
which is
Which
a
means
fraction of what I thought CNET originally sold for.
it says 1.8 billion is what it was bought for.
CBS acquired CNET for
1.8 billion.
1.8. Yeah, but CNET split from whoever
Mm-hmm.
um, to
No,
become independent, and then CBS acquired them. And I want to say like CNET at that point sold for like $5 billion. So like this is the value of that CNET name, the name that meant something in the early aughts, like
mm,
early aughts, late '90s, early aughts. That name means nothing now. Like,
what's interesting though is we're gonna have that. Giant Bomb is part of that. I think GameSpot might also be part of that same venture.
yeah,
So it's basically their entire digital media team, is my understanding, is what it ends up basically being.
it's CBS Interactive.
So what's interesting to me, since it's being sold to a venture capital firm, how long do those sites have left?
Um, I don't know the full CBS Interactive portfolio.
But like,
I
I
would
bet you a lot of
imagine
small
Giant
ones.
Bomb sticks around because they have a
I think they're the
model.
safest. I think they're
Yeah,
the safest to stick around. I actually think CNET and GameSpot probably have some level of safety also, but that's because they probably like they have like other things they kind of tap into to help them. But I bet there's any small ones that we don't know, they're gonna become ones we don't know for sure.
Red Ventures includes more than 100 digital brands and more than 3,000 employees across 10 cities, the UK and Brazil. It bought Bankrate. It owns Healthline Media, Points Guy, and Reviews.com. Um, I mean, it doesn't sound like uh, Red Ventures is the venture capital firm that just shuts stuff down.
That's true, but there still has to be a certain money up. They have to get a certain amount of money like increased back. That's part of being a venture capital firm. Like you're looking
Yeah.
for like an ROI that's not 2%.
It's active in the home services, health, finance, travel, education, and entertainment. I would, yeah, I mean, from the sounds of it, um, the Giant Bomb crew is safe for now.
Mm-hmm.
As I say, they have a model in place to, um, make money. It's not like they, they're just sitting there rolling in on YouTube ad revenue or whatever. They have
They have an actual,
premium and they have,
yeah, they have an actual revenue stream that's more than that.
yeah. So I would say they are probably the safest. I believe GameSpot has something similar.
Hmm.
I don't know.
I don't think
Um,
it does, is my understanding. But GameSpot is so much more in the sense of like how it does stuff that I would be curious. Like it's so big and it has so much like wikis or the forum, like all these things that like generate a lot of revenue.
well, the GameSpot wiki is just the Giant Bomb wiki. Like
Yeah, no, no,
that's
100%.
their whole thing. Like apparently, also that is a revenue source for Giant Bomb. They have
Hmm.
mentioned it that sites license out the wiki and wiki info. Like so, they are. I would say of the three, CNET, GameSpot, and Giant Bomb, they're the best
Hmm.
off.
Yeah, because they're the ones we know of. That's part of it. Like obviously the names you know are a lot.
Well, and think about it too, right? Like Giant Bomb is maybe 20 employees.
Hmm. On the high end.
Yeah. Whereas GameSpot is what, probably 20 in reviews alone.
Hmm.
So, in terms of that, they are a much easier um, division to keep on because there's just effectively nobody, that you would have to add onto a payroll. So,
Hmm. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Now we get to jump to what I find fun. That we have all of the next gen talk. So since we have talked, we have PS5 updates, we have Xbox updates, we have release dates, we have prices. Let's us start with Xbox Series X and Series S. Top line on these stories are they have announced basically some things included with Game Pass that change, including the thing of the basic EA Play plan is now included in all Game Pass purchases. The Xbox Series X will cost $499 US, and the Xbox Series S, which is we'll get to is weak as flying fuck, will cost $299 US, but that price point I think is a very interesting price point and will make next gen very, very affordable for a lot of people who maybe couldn't have. AJ, where would you like to start the conversation with these fun products?
I mean, so here's the thing, right? Like the whole EA Play move. How long until Game Pass rises in price?
So I looked into this. Apparently, the basic PC one just did rise in price. I bet you that was related to it on the back end.
No, that was a beta. The
No, no,
PC Game
but I
Pass was
bet you.
beta. It
I
was always
wonder.
going to go up. Like,
Okay, but I wonder if like there was some level of that being tied to that, and also
I don't think so.
I am very the actual question I'm very curious about is at what point can you at what point does EA stop selling it separately? Like, at what point does Microsoft just go, here's $500 million, you can only buy EA? Like at what point do we just stop seeing this? 'Cause, like Ubisoft has this pass and no one gives a flying fuck about it.
Yeah, I forgot about their pass. Um, the EA one, which I'm a subscriber to. Um, it's like $100 a year or something like that.
Right. With this for how many people already have Xbox Game Pass or akin to it. So wait, do you have the EA one? Do you only have the basic one, or do you have the one that includes the new? You have the one that includes the new games, I thought too.
Yeah, I have so there was only one
When you bought it.
when I bought it. It was Origin Access.
Hmm.
Or no, there were two. I guess it was Origin Access and then Origin Access Premier. Origin Access was like the EA Access. It was the one where it was like what you could play 10 hours or something like that,
Hmm.
and then you got a discount on buying the game. Uh, Access Origin Access Premier, which was never on an Xbox. They never
Hmm.
offered the 2 tier one. That one is all of EA's titles.
Hmm.
Plus, there's some other stuff thrown in, like it's sometimes just like random games that they add to the service. But then it is the the $100 edition of the game.
Hmm.
So like what getting one game on the service is worth it.
Hmm.
Um, you know, now that we're getting into sports game season, like I get the Madden games and I get the whatever they call the top of the line one. Um, and then when FIFA comes out, I'll get that, and I'll have the top of the line one. Like, so every EA game that I get is the top of the line EA game, and I've paid it's $100 for the year. Like, it's cheap as shit. Like,
Hmm.
I've probably played over $1,000 worth of EA games just this year.
Wow.
Um, when you add everything into it, so it's like, you know, I don't see a future where Game Pass stays the same price.
I bet you it could happen. Like this is the thing though, it's we kind of talked about this I think offline is there's a world where Microsoft needs to obviously make money on this and it has to be profitable for them. But they can eat in those margins a lot, especially if they think it's just temporarily just to put a content library out there and to make a point of that. Because to them it's the model of make this so embedded like Amazon Prime or Netflix that you'll basically even if you don't use it, that it will still kind of exist there and you'll keep paying for it. And the thing is, we don't because these deals are so private, we don't actually know if they get it like a percentage basis if you're a game maker on this, or if it's a flat sum because those deals are so NDA to death. I wonder if there's some of that built into there too, of like when they understand how much this costs.
Well, and if it's just EA Access, like EA Access or EA Play, whatever they're calling it now, they never like the console version of it
Hmm.
is still just that 10-hour trial
Hmm.
and a discount. So like
That
in a
and
way,
also
it's not
it's the vault. There's also the vault too, but that's old games which are probably not selling anyway.
yeah. In a way, it's like okay.
What is that really costing Microsoft, if any? Yeah, like
Well, and
Microsoft's
what is
probably
it
like,
costing
okay,
EA like to
yeah. Also, but maybe Microsoft and EA, Microsoft's maybe like, okay, for every user we have that touches your game this month, we'll give you $1. Like they probably have some sort. It's probably like one of those deals is what it ends up being. So to EA, it's like free money basically, probably realistically, or guaranteed revenue minimally.
yeah. Well, and if the rumors are true that Halo Infinite multiplayer is free,
Hmm.
does that mean they are getting rid of because you can no longer buy live gold in
They
the year?
you could
I believe it was the
uh,
year.
yeah, you can still do it monthly, I believe, but
Yeah,
not year. If you buy the year, you have to buy it with Game Pass, I believe.
yeah,
Is what they call it, like Ultimate Edition or
yeah.
whatever.
It's Game Pass Ultimate. So are they moving towards a future of sunsetting live gold and you just get Game Pass Ultimate?
Mhm. I bet you that is 100% the future we're going to see, and they're probably just slowly phasing out the pieces.
So then there is money for EA Play, like so it'll be
Hmm.
interesting to see for sure.
That would definitely be interesting to see. Okay. The other thing on there is we kind of mentioned around, so we have the Series X and Series S. So what's really sad about the Series S here is for how much it costs. So I think the cost is really good. The issue is the things inside that box is sad as fuck.
Well, so no, the cost is terrible because this is just a digital 1S.
So here's why I think this is why I almost disagree with you because that as of right now we know every single next gen game is playing on this box. It's a next gen box and they built it that way. It's a really cheap price point for you to get into next gen that others maybe not be able to.
Yeah, but like its capabilities are
Oh no,
just a
you
1S.
you're not gonna be playing it at 4K and that stuff. But I meant for a lot of people who are like, especially because as we didn't mention, Microsoft announced a payment plan for both of these, and I believe with Ultimate, an S is $25 a month until it's paid off, and
It's
relative
25 a month for 2 years. Like,
yeah. But like for a lot of people, this is why people are doing phones on monthly plans. For a lot of
yeah,
people, even if it's physically the same amount of money, mentally or budgetarily wise, that's a really easier, a ton easier pill to swallow.
yeah, but okay. Here's the thing, right? Like, if you're gonna do a monthly plan, why not pay the $10 extra a month and get a Series X.
So I agree with you on that one, but I could totally see a world where just for a lot of people that's just a different amount of money.
I guess, yeah. Like, just cancel Netflix. Like, nobody needs to watch Netflix.
But like I just think the way Microsoft's handling that with that like that plan to you pay it off with 0% APR and all that, like it's a good plan that might help a lot of people, and then long term might help them get more Game Pass sales because once you have that device, you're like, oh, I'll just keep paying for Game Pass because I want it. That's why I keep playing on it.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I just it's a tough. I texted you this. Like, it makes it tough when the PS5 digital
Mhm.
is a PS5.
Mhm.
Okay, if you want to go all digital, like, your two options are the PS5 all digital and the Series S.
Mhm.
The Series S is just a 1S with an SSD
Mhm.
in it. That's it. Like, it's not even next gen.
Mhm.
It's not even it's not even a 1X. Like, at the very least they could have put the upgrades that they did for the 1X in the Series S and made it like, because when that story came out of like the Series S won't even have the 1X um upgrades, like the patches that you can do for it.
Yeah, that was a shocking thing. I 100% agree.
That was like, oh, you just fucked up. Especially charging $300.
See, and I disagree on the $300 being the fucking up part. I think.
I mean, that's not the fucked up part. Like,
Yeah,
their
like I
whole notion of this Series S is the fucked up part.
like the $300 I actually think is a good price point, kind of. I know you want a little more powerful, that's fair, but I think a $300 is a good price point for trying to make an affordable version to next gen for a lot of people.
Yes. So a 1S is currently, right, it's up at the top. Oh, it's not at the top. Where is your? I want to let
To
me
do
take me to a store page, please.
it. Oh yeah, no, we will get to. No one understands how store pages work apparently right
Good
now.
God, the Xbox page is just horrendous. Okay, Xbox, more devices, consoles, shop all consoles.
hmm
Okay, all consoles. A 1S, okay, a 1S 1 terabyte. Oh, so here's the thing, right? Like, a 1S is a 1 terabyte console.
Right.
That is $300. A Series S is a 512 SSD, so it's half the storage.
Can we switch out those? Do we know?
No, all of these consoles are like custom made SSDs.
hmm
So I think you can still do the USB drive,
hmm
which everybody's going to have one anyway from their 1 or their 1S. So they'll just plug it in and it should work.
hmm
So this is half the storage, the exact same, more or less, hardware, and a different controller for the same price.
hmm
That's the fucked up part. It's not the price, it's they didn't upgrade it at all. Like,
hmm
okay, you put an SSD in it, but you know, even if you took the Series X hardware and cut the storage in half, because that's only a terabyte,
hmm
the Series X, which I think is a little low. Um, even if you did that and charged $300, like, then it's understandable. Like, then it is like, okay, buy this. This is a steal. Like, but yeah,
hmm
I just don't know how you recommend the Series S.
I don't know how to recommend it. I think it's just because it's a lot cheaper is where I think there's a world for it. If it was like $50 cheaper, I don't think there is because $200 cheaper.
Well, but if it's like, okay, somebody down the block is, hey, my kid's 10 and we're looking to buy his first console this year for Christmas. Then it's like, okay, just get the Series S. It's
hmm
$300. It'll work.
I think that's what it's for. If I'm being honest.
I guess yeah. I guess it's your entry. Like this is the new entry box. Like,
Hmm.
but if you know anything about it, it's like, damn, like you guys screwed the pooch hard.
I didn't say again. I think there are problems with it, but I think there is like for sure a place for this box, and I think it's genius for how relatively cheap it is.
Yeah. I'm curious. So like, okay, so it's the same price as a 1S. No
Hmm.
disk drive, which is $20. It's half the storage size, but it's an SSD.
Hmm.
How much are these SSDs like gonna cost to either replace or whatever? If a box with half the storage is the same price,
Yeah, I don't know. That's gonna be a good question.
like are these SSDs gonna be the price of Sony's custom um, micro SD cards?
Hmm.
Like, is it gonna be that ridiculous? It seems like it.
Hmm.
So yeah, it's, for anybody that's in the know, it's a tough value proposition. For anybody that's just, hey, I want to get my kid a console.
Hmm.
All right, Series S, like whatever.
But like that's where I think this one's for, and I think that's what works. So as we do that, let's jump now into the next one. Is the Sony one. So Sony had its event Wednesday.
The latest
I'm thinking.
PS5 show.
Am
Hold
I
on,
right?
okay. I hate GameSpot has their autoplay.
Oh yeah, I had to make sure mine's muted on. Okay. So as I was saying, Sony had the event on Wednesday. We have some top line stuff with this one. We have two versions of the PS5, which we knew about, was the disc and the discless version. The disc version is $500, 499 US, which is akin to the Xbox Series X. And then this is what gets interesting: is the PS5 discless version is
The latest
399 US dollars, but the difference is it's actually the same powerful strength as the regular PS5, and I think that's what gets interesting because it's still, I think, decently cheaper, but you're not taking the hit on the product itself.
Yeah. I mean, I'm glad that it's cheaper, right? I
I think
don't like I
100 bucks is fair.
there's no way you could have put out the same box and had it be,
Oh, 100%.
the same price. I've always had the stance, and since they announced they had the two, I've been like, I'll pay the same price for the all digital if it's
If it was
got a
fair.
bigger hard drive.
But for $100 less, I think if the same, if $100 less, I think that price now puts an interesting ballpark.
I guess I'll also have to see like what is their requirement for like external USB storage,
Hmm.
because if okay, it's $100 difference. If I can find like a multiple terabyte external USB storage
Hmm.
for about that price, like this thing's a steal.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, it's and also like this is proof that PlayStation wasn't fucking around and they said we believe in generations.
Yeah.
Like they could have easily gone the way of Xbox and made this like a PS4 Pro um for the digital version.
Hmm.
Made it, $300. But, I just yeah, I'm glad that these are clean generational breaks.
Hmm. And there is, I'm very curious long term. I bet you generations are going to go get grayer. But Sony is definitely on the like, no, we need generation side of this fight, and I don't know fully who's going to win it.
I mean, like, okay, it's a good move for Xbox to be like, oh, you can play it on whatever box.
Hmm.
Okay, you get the largest install base that way. And they can fall back on the PC of like,
Hmm.
if you really want the best of the best, get it on PC.
Hmm.
And they haven't been shy about saying that, which is nice. But
Hmm.
it's like, it's it's tough. Like if you are somebody that's into gaming, I don't know how you recommend anything other than the PS5 digital. Like it's going to be the most powerful box for the least amount of money.
Hmm.
Because I mean, it's straight up $100 cheaper than the Series X and the PS5 with a disc drive.
Right. I think 100X for the disc drive version also I think is probably a fair difference, and it's a difference enough to make people think about the value. I also go back to the discussion we made earlier of I don't know if your GameStop why you would sell this version, the discless version, because it just hurts you long term. Well, at least the disc one, you're like, we have a shot.
Yeah,
Because if you're them, like even if it's still like you're just holding out the inevitable, you like the more discless versions out there, the quicker the inevitable comes.
yeah. I guess it'll be up to their corporate office of do we just want to get as much cash as possible right now
Hmm.
and try and survive off that, or do we think that the PS5 disc will help us?
Hmm.
So
It's definitely gonna be interesting, and that is I don't think there's a clear answer till we see it. Other stuff coming out of this, we got some new game announcements and launch game stuff, so I was gonna go through that real quickly. Show opened with Final Fantasy 16, which I know Age doesn't care, but I think that's a good catch for Sony and a very good open. It was a good opening thing, and that definitely I heard rumors of it, but I was surprised when we saw it for that long. We did. They showed some more Spider-Man Miles Morales, which is a launch game, which is confirmed. Finally, we know the existence of Hogwarts Legacy, which has been leaked for fucking years. To this point, like I feel like we've seen more of that than bad.
yeah, I don't know. Like this is one of those games where it's like it should have come out 3 years ago.
I agree. I still think it'll probably do well. I'll be curious for how long it's been in development it will do, but I bet you fundamentally it will do well.
Yeah.
Otherwise, Demon Souls Remake we do know is a launch game also, which I think will be a good launch game for that thing. And then they unveiled the next God of War game called which is Ragnarok, which of course it is.
Well, okay, so going back to that Demon Souls thing,
Mhm.
it's at least like they put effort into this. It's not just like an upscale.
No, like Bluehole and them definitely spent money,
It's
and
like
like
it's like, hey, this is going to take advantage of the PS5. Like the loading times are like tenths of a second. It's almost instantaneous, which is crazy.
hmm.
Um, like it just looks amazing. It's gonna have ray tracing, which so we talked about it when ray tracing was first kind of being discussed. Yes, it makes things look good
Hmm.
because obviously you can fudge. You don't have to fudge light anymore. The thing that people will not realize ray tracing affects until they experience it for the first time
Hmm.
is ray tracing affects sound as well.
Hmm.
This will be like the PS5 will be the biggest leap in sound design for consoles in since probably I don't know, the PS2 had 3D sound. Like,
Hmm.
it's going to be in a game like Demon Souls, I could really see that being taken full advantage of because you'll have, it'll be much more realistic. Sound bounces off walls and decays off walls and things like that. So, some of these
Hmm.
fights, you'll be able to hear people from a ways off.
I think that'd be very I'd be very curious for the average consumer what this means.
I mean, like, it has to be taken advantage of first off.
Hmm.
So, and somebody playing it on their TV isn't going to notice it.
Hmm.
But if you have a surround sound system, you will notice ray trace sound.
Hmm.
So, in fact, you'll even notice it if you're wearing headphones, which is really cool. Um, because most headphones now are extremely good at kind of fudging surround sound without and actually be in surround,
Hmm.
So yeah.
Nice. But yeah. Other stuff, as you said, God of War. Everyone's calling this a God of War sequel. Uh, I think that's what we're sticking with calling right now, unless we hear otherwise. That it's akin to Miles Morales. We don't really have a detail, so it's called Ragnarok, and it's apparently coming out next year, which it seems quick to me, but we will see. I know they've been very clear they've been working on something there. Other updates at top of the price is that they announced the PlayStation Plus collection, which is really funny because they used to have one in PS3 days and they got rid of it. It's basically the top PS4 games that are backwards compatible that they in the top generation are now included with PS Plus, and they'll all be playable on PS5.
What was the PS3 Plus collection?
It was like 25 games or some shit. It was like 18 Vita games and a couple of PS3 games.
Oh yeah,
It was when PS Plus started. That's what it was,
yeah.
and then they slowly changed it into the current model, which is really funny because now they're basically going back and doing it again. Which I thought was pretty funny, personally.
All right, how quickly can I stop the autoplay ad? Got it.
Never. Did you
Uh,
stop it on time?
yeah, I opened
Cool.
the tab and immediately saw the video and stopped it. Okay, so we've got God of War, which I'm guessing this is 2019 God of War, 18,
Hmm.
whatever year it came out. Bloodborne, Persona 5, RE7, Last of Us Remastered, Monster Hunter World, Last Guardian, Detroit, Batman Arkham Knight, Battlefield 1, that is a weird one.
That is one that's weird.
MKX, Days Gone, Final Fantasy 15, Fallout 4, Uncharted 4, Ratchet and Clank Until Dawn, Infamous Second Son. There are some odd games in that list.
Hmm.
Battlefield 1 and Fallout 4 being.
Fallout 4, I think, is less odd because it definitely. Yeah, I know you don't love it, and I'm not saying it's my favorite either. It's definitely a game, though, that you're like, I'm throwing 3 games on there. What's a game that people get time out of?
Yeah, I guess.
That's to me what I look at something like that. I still agree on Battlefield 1 being a weird one.
Especially since there's been a more recent one.
Right. That's why I find it weird. At least Fallout 4, it is the most recent, like, and Fallout 6, but it's the most recent true Fallout game. And putting a Bethesda game like that on there does make sense.
Yeah. Just.
Uh,
Uh, I mean, Last of Us Remastered, that's. I get it, but
I get it too. It's, again,
it just
like,
seems weird.
I don't know, it's to me, any first party game feels less weird because it doesn't cost them shit. The moment we put first party games on there, I don't blink an eye on it because why wouldn't they?
Yeah. More of like, why wouldn't you just release a PS5 Last of Us 2 that includes everything? Like,
Hmm.
they haven't been shy about that they're making a Last of Us 2 remaster
Hmm.
for the PS5. So why not just have Last of Us 2 have the entire story?
Yeah.
Like, if you could just sit down with one game and go from beginning to end,
Hmm.
everything. Last of Us 1, what was the DLC for that?
Left behind.
Left Behind, into Last of Us 2, whatever DLC that's going to have for the remaster.
Hmm.
Like, that would be the way to go. They won't, but that would be the way to go.
Yeah, no, that is something. I think Persona is another one. I think it's a good one on there. I was curious when we saw because they showed this relatively early in the show. I was curious if we'd see another Persona kind of like backhanded announced during that because that'd make another smart thing from a Sony point of view. And again, not a game I know you care about AJ, but it's definitely like a very Sony strong game.
I think Persona 6 has been mentioned.
I think it's been like one of those that like we know they're working on a Persona project, but we don't know Jack.
Well, no, there was something in Japan about a Persona 6. Like,
Again, I think it'll be a couple years before we get one.
yeah.
But like,
Yeah,
I don't know.
it's still a ways off, but
But it would.
Persona
I don't.
6 is there.
It's one of those things that like wouldn't be a bad thing to be like it exists in a show like this because that's the audience you're speaking to. But if you notice, also the games they tried to show, like most games, I think everything short of Hogwarts, I feel safe will come out next year. I think that's the one I actually feel least
Well,
good on.
like, it seems as though PlayStation has learned. Like, they teased that Final Fantasy VII remake, what, 4 years ago at this point?
And we still have 2 more parts. Remember?
and Shenmue 3. Like,
Did that come out ever?
that's what I was just like. I was trying
Wait,
to think. I was
I
like,
want to say yes. I want to say it
I
did.
think it did, but I can't remember. Like,
Shenmue 3 came out in November 19th, 2019. God, that feels like ages ago. I
that
forgot this
game
game.
disappeared.
I forgot the game actually existed. Like, I've never cared about Shenmue, but I literally forgot that game actually came out and existed.
Actually, you know what? No, I can remember because I know who was on the quick look for that from John Bone.
I like how that's how you know it. But no, literally, I was like, that is a game. That is actually a thing that happened. But yeah, I did not expect it. Okay.
I'm
So I think that's
surprised that's not on this PS5 Plus collection. Like,
that would, especially because Sony helped fund it. Like, you think they'd be like, we helped fund this. We're putting it on here. Have a good day.
yeah. Well, and
Oh,
so
we're
that list is going to be
changing it a bit.
updated up until probably,
Hmm.
you know, uh, potentially even post launch. Um, because I don't see how like there's some Sony games that I just don't see how you don't.
To me, how I would just straight up put like they're like, how many games do you have the right to that PS4 that we think aren't going to sell? Great, put it on there. That's what I would have done. Like any of the games that you think you can't get a ton of recurring revenue from, I would just put in this collection.
Well, and it's like, okay, how do you not have in MLB the show game on here? Like,
I bet you that one's harder because they only have certain rights to it. And like Spider-Man, we know why they're not because they're updating it. But I'd be curious, like any of the games that they're not updating, you're like, just put it on here. Like, why is Bloodborne even on this list?
yeah.
Okay, I'm like, if you had a world where Bloodborne's not on this list, like people would lose their shit.
Well, but like from the MLB the show standpoint, like they own that. They're the sole owners of the license. Like,
Until this, yes, but I wonder if they have only very strong restrictions on it
they
because it's
don't
such a
seem
different.
to.
Just because it's different.
Hmm. I mean, they've given show games out for free.
They have, but I bet you that's just a different. I bet you it costs them money to do that. Where like a lot of the first party games they could just do.
I mean, that is a first party game. Like,
No, but I bet you that one's probably not. I bet you when they give out for free, it costs them money to back into the MLB or something.
I mean, they'll make it. They make it back quickly with the.
Hmm.
Um, they have their own version of like Ultimate Team and stuff like that. But well, even like when the show goes to other consoles, they're still going to be the owners of the license.
Hmm.
It's just you'll be able to get it everywhere instead
Hmm.
of only on the PlayStation. So,
That's gonna be such a weird time.
yes and no. I mean, is it weird that MLB still was one of the last ones to have a exclusive
Yeah, that was weird.
license? Not when you think about what the MLB is. Like, that league is 20 years behind what's going on.
Accurate.
So, yeah.
Okay. But yeah. I think that's all of the news we have. So now let's jump into. I organized a couple trailers. I think that kind of matter that have come out since we last spoke. And let's start with I think probably like Mandalorian season 2. So obviously we both have our opinions on the show, heavily documented. Of you like it more than I do. But this trailer I think was actually really cool and makes me hopeful. Maybe there's more of that season that I will like.
It'll be interesting because they're hinting at Jedi and
Mm-hmm.
the Force, and even like if you're hinting at Jedi, you're hinting at Sith. Like,
Yeah, no, there's definitely like connotations there that.
so it's like, okay, is this going to start getting into the beginnings of Sith and um,
Mm-hmm.
Jedi and kind of the that power struggle as well? Because didn't Mandalorian, was that before
God, you think I know the answer to this question?
4?
I thought it was between 3 and 4. Am I crazy? Hmm. Would that make sense? I thought it was between three and.
No, because it depends. Because like if the baby Yoda is
Right. So it's. Fuck, when does Mandalorian take place?
go on
Man.
Wikipedia.
When does Mandalorian take place? Is 5 years. Oh, after Return of the Jedi. That makes a lot more sense. It takes place 5 years after 6. So everything Return of the Jedi has already happened.
Okay, so the Sith are there,
But they're in a dying shape.
but the Jedi are pretty much dead as well.
Yes.
Okay, trying to think like. So this is gonna be in between 6 and 7.
Hmm.
It's just weird because like okay, you have the Yoda thing, whatever
Hmm.
it is, and it was never like there was never mention of there being another one in 7, 8, 9.
Hmm.
So like trying to shoehorn.
I don't
Of
know if
course,
that shocks
this
me.
is
It also depends who they meet. Like if this
yeah.
is someone that meet main characters in the show, makes perfect sense. If you start like actually introducing people into the show,
Well, I mean, they're introducing Sasha Banks as a Jedi. Like,
okay, but having a Jedi wouldn't be as shocking as for akin to like trying to meet like someone you think is going to be Luke or something. Like that's what I'm trying to say is because we see so little of the actual world in those movies that as long as it doesn't interact with that piece of the world.
I'm just trying to think, like, what was the like in 7? What was the landscape? And there weren't. I mean, it was just Luke
Hmm.
as far as Jedi. So like,
Yeah.
if this is supposed to be before that, like, and you're
Well, and
introducing a Jedi, like,
but it's years apart. Like I don't know if this upsets me that much in the same way.
but like, I guess, and I mean, I don't give a shit about Star Wars, but if you're gonna do continuity, or at least try to, at least get it right. And
Hmm.
if you're saying, "Oh, the Jedi exist," when you go to 7 and like nobody's heard anything about Jedi,
Hmm.
like it's just the Sith, you know, um, it's just weird.
Hmm. It's definitely very weird. The next trailer we have is Animaniacs, which again I don't think you're a big fan of. I think it's really cool because it looks like a modern version of your Animaniacs, and I think to me it looks like the mistake I think a lot of those Warner properties have been doing as they like make modern versions is they too modernize it to the point where I feel like it's losing some of their character. Where at least Animaniacs, based on what we've seen so far, it feels like they're just doing more Animaniacs. Like they're calling it like a series, like they're calling it a sequel season. They're not calling it a new series, which I think is important.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
I have nothing to say about that. I don't care.
but I just think to me that is a caveat that I think matters.
Yeah,
Because like what I'm saying, like a lot of times Looney Tunes goes, but like I like Looney Tunes to me. I feel like when they changes it too much. With this, like no, they're like we just found what you liked and just change the art style a little bit and just move on from there.
yeah.
So that was kind of my statement there. I am calling our audible here, AJ.
I
So if
mean,
you
we
want
could quick talk
to,
about Dune.
okay, I'm just watching my time. So yeah. Final trailer we have is Dune. Uh, AJ, we finally have a fucking Dune trailer, and we're gonna have a fucking Dune movie. Any other statements on that comment?
It's Death Stranding the movie, baby.
That okay, yeah, but Dune is like Death Stranding is Dune. Dune is not Death Stranding. Then
I mean, they used the font like
they do.
they could have chosen any other font,
Hmm.
and like just the story of Dune. It is such a like you know it is such a Kojima story too. Like you totally see him being the one that wrote the book, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I don't know. This is a 2021 movie at this point. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't see them releasing this movie this year after the Tenet box office numbers were so bad.
I'm really hoping there's a world where they can't. Like I am excited for Dune because it looks like Dune has a chance to be great.
Also, this movie is going to be 4 hours long.
Oh, 10,000%. That book is thick.
Yeah.
Like that book is real thick.
I mean, short of them making it a two-part movie.
Which I don't want them to do.
Yeah. I guess like it would be easier to digest though as a two-part. Like if you want to cover everything.
Also, the other thing is I forgot how every actor known to man is in this film.
Yeah, it will. If it hasn't already, it will become the most expensive movie ever.
Are you sure? I guess the Avengers. It's hard to tell because the Avengers were two movies in one, so we don't know where the budgets went.
But the one Pirates of the Caribbean is still notorious for being like a $300 million
Oh yeah,
movie.
yeah, yeah. Because and that one we do know. That is the most expensive film I know of that we can individually point to one film costing. Where Avengers combined they are, but if we divided them, we don't know who actually is more expensive.
Until Avatar comes out and we see the budget for that, and it's
It's
no
gonna keep
longer
getting
in
delayed.
millions; it's in billions of dollars.
To be fair, AJ, that film doesn't come out, but they were going to keep announcing new sequels. So next year, James Cameron's going to announce Avatar 8, and then Avatar 2 is going to get delayed again.
Yep.
Which, Jesus Christ, can someone make him shut up for 2 minutes?
Well, he doesn't have a wife anymore. He doesn't have anybody to fuck.
That's true. So this is the problem. See, I'm glad you understand what the problem is of him running his mouth.
Yep.
Great. Well, we are going to go take a commercial break at this point, and we will be back to talk about the games that are coming out, and then we get to talk about our fun 2 movies of the month. AJ, cut us to black.
All right, so we're back, and now on to games. You have this as games to watch for.
Shh, shh. What's your point?
Games coming soon.
Sure, let's go to game coming soon. I don't remember why I wrote it that way. So again, basing it off of stuff, I need to update this list at some point anyway. Big stuff coming out on October 2nd. We have Crash 4, which is only this gen. I'm really shocked they never announced a next gen version of this game. Like it will be
Oh,
a next gen. I promise you,
just you wait.
I promise you, there will be a next gen version of this game probably at launch. But I'm shocked they've yet to say that out loud. Watch Dogs Legion, another game that I don't know why the fuck is, but that's me. On October 29th. I put in 2 launch games, even though there are a couple others. I think the 2 biggest launch games for PS5 being Demon's Souls and Miles Morales on the 10th of November. AC Valhalla, I need to shift because I think it got moved up to the 10th, I believe. It got moved up to the launch day of one of the consoles. Cyberpunk 2077, as we people learned, I was wrong. It's November 19th, not November 18th, like I've been saying. And then we are just going to delete this last item of the list because they all lied to us.
Let's see. Valhalla is still coming soon. View all games.
Valhalla is definitely, they moved the date up a week.
There's still not on their site. There's still not a date.
I know there is a date though, so I don't know
Yeah,
if it's on their site. I know that was the whole deal. Was the first time I've seen a game moved up in a while. That's how I
November
know.
10th, 2020.
So yeah, so it's with the launch of consoles.
Yep. Legion is 10/29. Are you saying
hmm
it's weird that they haven't announced a next gen version?
Yeah, I think that was another one where it's like to me that like make a lot of sense at this point.
Oh, son of a bitch. That's an Epic exclusive.
What is?
Legion.
Ah, I did not know that.
It looks
That's
like I'm
funny.
going to sign up for Ubi Play or Plus or whatever they're calling it.
Whatever the hell you call that thing.
Yeah. Far Cry 6 is February.
hmm
That game is going to be weird.
Yeah.
Because it seems to be a return to kind of what made Far Cry special.
hmm
Of like the revolt and stuff like kind of the subplot of 3. But yeah, it's an interesting. That'll be a fun one to look out for.
That's true. With ye old god, what's his name?
Giancarlo
Yeah,
Esposito.
Yeah, 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 that's correct.
Rainbow Six Quarantine is supposedly still out in 2020.
You say I don't believe that one bit. You keep telling me that one. I don't believe it.
I don't keep telling you.
You keep telling me that one, AJ.
And still, the only thing on their site for it is like a 15-second GIF.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. No info. There's the E3 teaser link, and then sign me up for updates, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that game's never coming out.
Nope. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. So now it is time for the movie club part of movie club. Let's start with Memento, which we both recently just finished watching the last 24 hours. Top level. Have you seen Memento? You've seen Memento before this, it sounded like.
Yeah, it's been years, but yeah.
Okay, I don't think the more I watch film, I don't think I have. Um, it is. It's funny because to me this is not a Christopher Nolan movie.
I mean, this is a Chris Nolan movie when um like pre I mean shit, this is pre Batman, this is pre
Mm-hmm. This is pre everything.
Prestige.
Like it's interesting because we were talking about it. Reminded me of Fight Club, which is Fincher, and I think that to me, I think Star Wars it very much is a Fincher movie to me.
Uh yeah, I can see how that would be.
Like I don't think top level. I think I enjoyed it. It is very weird. Uh, it was backwards, right? Like I'm not crazy.
Um yeah, it's effectively backwards.
That's reminded like when I watch them, like are they just showing stuff in opposite order?
It's I think the idea behind it is that um the open of the movie when he kills Teddy
Mm-hmm.
is supposed to be like it's the end of the movie. It's supposed to be the end of the movie.
But it really was the start. Like it's so
Yeah, it's
like at the end of the film, like when they show the picture, that you saw that film throughout the picture. Whereas where he wrote at the end, he goes, "Do not trust him." That's the entire time he had that in his hand. That's the opening scene, is him with that on there that says, "Do not trust
yeah.
him."
And okay, so here's a few things, right? Like Natalie,
Mm-hmm.
not a lie. He would use different handwriting depending on if he knew it was true or if he didn't believe.
Mm-hmm.
Like there are a bunch of things of like, and then the whole reveal of you killed the guy already. Like
Yeah,
we're just doing this every week, basically.
every day.
Yeah,
Like that's there, which is something. The whole thing with the story where it ended up being he's telling a story about himself. I think it was a cool twist. 'Cause I think to me actually there were parts of the film where I found it very interesting that like was on the phone. I was like, who's he on the phone with telling the story to? And then you realize who it is, obviously. Also, it's really weird 'cause that guy is from The Sopranos and he looks so completely different in it.
which
The detective guy is one of the main characters like half season of Sopranos.
oh shit, what's his name?
Hmm.
You know instantly who he is.
Yeah.
So so two
Memento.
thousand. Oh right, this is a movie that Jonathan Nolan wrote as a short story.
Right, which you can see.
Um, Joe Pantoliano.
Yeah, he was
However
in.
you say his last name, you know
He was
instantly
a
who he
he
is.
was a boss leader in Sopranos for a while.
He's Captain Howard in Bad Boys. What's his name? Ton of stuff. Holy shit.
Hmm.
I'm trying to think of like what else you could instantly do. He's in Deadly Impact. Church. He's in Daredevil. He was Luigi Gattarelli in GTA 3.
Luigi, like that.
Ready to Rumble.
Let's get it to
He's
the
Cypher in The
mo-
Matrix.
Who's Stifer?
This guy isn't. He's Cypher in The
Okay, I
Matrix.
don't. Which one's
Oh, I
Cypher?
have no. Dude,
Okay,
I
okay.
can't tell you the last time I saw The Matrix.
Hmm.
Um. So he's in a ton of stuff. NYPD Blue. Not finding Sopranos.
He was definitely in Sopranos. I
Yep,
promise
there
you.
you go.
Okay, I was like, I promise you. I looked this up.
Well, I just skipped past it. That's why. Because I'm in like the 90s and I'm like, I'm not seeing Sopranos. He was in 21 episodes of The Sopranos.
He was there for a decent chunk.
That's
Quarter,
uh,
quarter of the show.
he's in 2 seasons. It looks like,
Yeah, that sounds right.
and
Because
then he comes
Sopranos,
back in the test ring.
yeah. Because Sopranos was like relatively short seasons besides the last season, which was like 2 times longer.
He was
Uh,
in MASH.
ooh.
He was in one episode of MASH.
Okay. So, Memento. How do you feel kind of did you so looking at it and then obviously we know Nolan in a different sense now. Do you feel it's a film that is worth watching generally or just worth watching if you're a Nolan fan? Like what are your feelings on this film?
This film is the perfect example of the um like if you ask any kid in any sort of film class, like this is the hipster like, oh, have you seen Memento? Do you actually know it's in reverse? Like
Yeah, yeah.
this is one of those movies that everybody knows it. Everybody knows the twist to it. It's like Seven. Everybody knows the twist.
Mhm.
Or Usual Suspects. Like, but they. This is the movie that like first year film students use on their people that they think are friends
Mhm.
that aren't into movies to sound smart. Like that's
Mhm.
this movie. It's it's okay. I mean, it's an interesting idea,
Mhm.
but yeah. Once you know the twist to it, which if you're paying attention, you find out pretty quickly.
I think it takes a little bit to like fully cement it, but I think from the beginning you're questioning what's happening.
I mean, it's just under 2 hours, and
I think within a half hour you start having an idea. I don't think you're positive on that till like 75 minutes in.
well, as I say, if you're paying attention, you know the shtick within like the third morning.
Mhm.
Like you know what's going on.
There's still a lot of questions though of like who people actually are,
Yeah,
like I don't know if I trusted that he actually was a police officer. I thought he was fucking with him.
yeah,
Like that's a fine example to me of that's where you don't fully understand the truth for a while, fully who he is.
yeah. There's the whole like, I mean, and then the whole crutch of what was the guy's name that remember shoot started with an S.
Sammy?
Yeah, the tattoo on his hand.
Yeah.
Like remember whoever. Like that whole shtick of like the story that he had created.
Hmm. I like that story a lot, by the way. I like the way they tell it.
Yeah, it's an interesting like that's a bigger twist.
You're like that's a cool twist. I think when you realize it truly is him. Like again, like on paper, not the most amazing twist in the world, but how they show it, I think is.
Yeah,
I
because I
think
mean
that's what's important.
that twist isn't revealed until the final monologue. Like,
And like it's believable enough the way they tell the story. Like that could actually just be a guy he knew went through the same thing, and that's why he's very stressed about it. Like at least that makes sense.
yeah, which like so here's the thing that they never explain, right? Like
Hmm.
the Sammy memories that he created were those created in his therapy.
Yes, these are questions, but that's a good one.
Like
Like
there's
coping.
questions that are never answered that
Hmm.
like yeah, was the Sammy character created in his cuz he talks about like trying to create memory
Hmm.
and were those stories just is that proof that it works? Like this is Nolan always has this in in his movies of like there's always that final question that's never answered.
Hmm.
And he never makes sequels, so you never figure out the answer.
Hmm.
Um, and so I guess that's like that's a cool thing, but he's such a one trick pony when it comes to that. Like,
Hmm.
um, Tenant's the same way, and we'll get to it, but it's so much of like a one crutch that you lean on, and you go into a Nolan movie knowing like okay, you're going to be left questioning because that's what he does. Like
Hmm.
everybody likes to think everybody likes to think they sound smart when they talk about a Nolan movie when they're like, "Well, what really happened?" But then once you realize that's his thing, it's like of course he left you hanging.
Hmm. But like, so like, yes, but like I think I still think there are moments where Nolan can do some really cool stuff. I just think this is a young Nolan, and you could totally see as we'll get to like with Inception and Tenet, where like foundationally you see where like this was his first one of those kind of time playing movies, and you could totally see kind of where he got better at it.
Yeah, I feel like though, I don't know, Inception it feels like he definitely kind of lucked into that movie.
Hmm.
Like it's way better than he kind of has any right to have made that movie.
Hmm.
And that's part of the reason why people love Nolan movies
Hmm.
is because of Inception.
Hmm.
Even and like I'm a Nolan fan and I will stand there and say he is a one trick pony director.
Hmm.
And he's the thinking man's Michael Bay.
Hmm.
Like
That's
he's all about
I like
set
that one.
pieces. He's all about set pieces just like Michael Bay, but his movies have a story.
Hmm.
Like that's it. Like if you really want to boil it down, that's all he is. But
Hmm.
he's good at what he does. I mean,
Hmm.
there's a reason people like his movies.
Okay, now let's jump to his newest movie. So, me and you both saw Ye Ol Tenet. Uh,
One of us
what?
saw it a little more legally than the other.
Well, yeah. Um, so let's go there then with Tenet. I'm trying to think how do we start the discussion on that one because Tenet's a very interesting beast. What I'm gonna call it. I I feel to me the more I think about this film, I do not think it's a bad film. I feel it was Christopher Nolan trying to make his pitch for a James Bond's film sometimes, and that's where almost to me it's upsetting because I don't think any of the characters are quite as enthralling as like a James Bond character would be.
Well, and it was so weird because like James David Washington doesn't know what's going on until the last 20 minutes.
Which is fine. Like, I think that's I tend to enjoy those plot devices sometimes.
Well, that's fine, but when everybody else knows and it's like there's this build up, and then like I hate to call him the dumb character because he's actually a pretty good character, but then the dumb
Hmm.
character of like, wait, what? Like it kind of kills
Like I wish
the
he caught on
pacing.
sooner. Like I wish he caught on sooner almost.
Yeah.
Uh, so obviously the big twist, as we'll get to with Tenet, is about halfway through the film, you realize you're gonna start playing the film back again, which I kind of assumed it when you're in that scene where they go and they start running and go to the fight, and then they fight those two guys. I assumed it was them. They're fighting themselves. I almost assumed that, but I was unsure at the time.
Well, and just the way that like, because you see Robert Pattinson catch up to the other guy and take his helmet
Right.
off, and then it's the shot of him being stunned.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, something's going on.
Which I think it's a cool way to show it. I actually don't have a problem with that plot device, but I think that's the moment I started being suspicious of it.
Yeah.
Like legitimately, I am 100% okay with that plot device. I think it played out well at certain points. The thing that almost upset me was so the film. If I look at it some more, it goes back pretty far. I was really hoping the film was actually going back to where we began, and it didn't.
What do you mean where it began?
With the bombs in the thing. So the film began with
Oh,
the
all the way
bombing
back to
of
the
the.
opera?
Yeah, like I thought it was going to go back to the opera because when they meet him in the opera, something's off about him. When they choose that character, there's some weird shit going on, and we never fully explained why they're trying to bomb that. Where to me that made complete sense if we had to go all the way back to do something with that key.
Yeah. I mean, I guess the weird thing is when. So obviously, Washington. Although, I think here's why you can't go all the way back. Because he dies.
Right.
Washington dies in the opera bombing.
Hmm.
So you can't go back past that.
But he dies and comes back to life.
But I guess what I'm saying is like the way that the time manipulation seems to work
Hmm.
is that you can't go past. There's a certain point that you can't go past. So like for
Yeah.
Washington, it's when he dies,
So
and then they
then,
bring him back to life.
to me though, it sort of made sense though to like it just felt real weird because that intro was never explained, which I'd be almost okay with. Besides the fact they tried to explain every other scene in that film, so it just feels really off to me.
Yeah,
Also, my other issue with this film, I think, so like I enjoyed the story and I enjoyed some of the time travel stuff and all that, and like how they explain it. The villain to me, I was still very confused by at the end. And I think he's also the entire time I was like he just feels like Andy Serkis would have played this role better.
yeah. Yes and no.
It reminded me of I think it's the Claw in Black Panther, whatever villain he plays. Like that's who it reminded me of.
Yeah, yeah. I guess, but he's like it's weird. He's the villain, but also not the villain.
But we never actually meet these like weird like the way they explain the whole thing. Like it's just super. Like it's tied to his death, but like in a different time. But if you move stuff where it's not, he doesn't die in the right spot. Like
But what is it, right? Like, so he when he dies, the the plans get blocked.
yes, that sounds right.
But what they never explain is how he plans on
Hmm.
detonating whatever.
It just happens. I thought
Yeah,
that's the
I
whole shtick.
like it's never fully explained.
Hmm.
Like that's another one of Nolan's tropes is that nothing like the true bad is never fully explained in his movies.
Which like can be fine. The issue is I feel it's like obviously this is most akin to Memento and Inception, which is why we watch Memento. And to me, that what upsets me about this true bad versus those true bad is both of those shoe bags is a mental thing, where this is a physical entity, and that's what upsets me. They don't get explained.
Well, but it's never clear, like, would it actually end time? Like,
You know, also like they explain how this might happen, and then you have a film about time travel. Show us what like, because like,
well, but I also get like, okay, if it actually happens, right, and
hmm
he can restart time or whatever the idea was, like, of course there would be no future. Like,
right, but like they even make a point of like explaining how there's some risk or something, and then they don't explain it all.
but also if he was in communication with himself in the future,
hmm
like he never dies.
Right, all of that.
Like
And
there's so
then
many
Robert Pattinson has like Robert Pattinson having to train himself. I think is actually kind of a cool twist. But again, I feel like there are so many problems with it.
yeah, the whole of like we just met but I've known you for a long time.
Like that's a cool idea. Like
Yeah.
on paper, it's a very cool idea, and I think, and like again, it's I think what we talk about with a lot of Nolan movies is none of his tropes are unique, but the way you combine them are. That's where I
Yeah.
think he gets.
Well, and then the whole because like it's explained the final rush like the blue team are effectively cleaning up
hmm
what the red team does.
Which again, what really so that actually that's a good fight of when they explained it and they started to show it. I was like, oh, this sounds really cool. And then my issue
Yeah.
is because you can never see the enemy.
Yeah.
Like I was like, I'm like, I want to like see like because like to me the fight would be really cool, kind of, but like you don't see enemies ever.
Yeah, you want to see like I
I
want to
want to
see what
see a time
truly
traveling fight.
happens when somebody gets a
Because to me,
bullet
also,
pulled through them. Like,
I was really hoping that like the enemies also some of them were inversed, and now you have that double fight because that'd make a lot of sense.
yeah,
We're an enemy who has the power of inversion. Why are the enemies not also inversed?
yeah. And then the whole twist of Robert Pattinson was never actually blue team; he was red team.
Yeah.
Like, which if that's the case, like again, like people like to think of Nolan as like, oh, like it makes you think. It makes you think because he just sets stuff up and never finishes it.
hmm
If he was supposedly blue team and gets inverted, okay, how can he be red team? Like, there's so many questions of like, well, then how is like, so what? When he's in the blue team, he's doing everything backwards.
Right.
Like, if you were blue team and saw this dude running back, like, you know, because he never goes through the um, or no, does he go through the switcher at the end? Because
hmm
there's a switcher in the where they're gonna blow it up.
Yeah. No, it's super.
I forget if he. Yeah. Yeah, there's just a ton of questions. And it's like, okay, how much time passes when John David's
Oh,
on
on the
the
boat.
wind turbine?
Yeah.
Because like there's clearly a passage of time. It shows him doing stuff.
hmm
And the boat doesn't appear to have a switcher, an
hmm
inverter. Yeah.
So I again, this is funny, but like 'cause I know some is negative, some is not. Again, I don't feel this is a bad film, and I think there's a lot to enjoy. But my issue is like Nolan films have a tendency to try to make you think more or whatever, and I think this film falls apart as you think about it.
It's the classic Nolan. Like once he hit his stride, once Prestige came out and people started to think of him as like, oh man, he's asking like his movies make you think.
hmm
His movies make you think because he never answers the questions.
hmm
Like he just puts questions out there
hmm
and never resolves them.
hmm
And every movie he's made since
Mhm.
has had that exact same problem.
Mhm.
And it seems to be a Nolan family curse because Westworld's the same way. Like, they just put questions out there, and then you're like, okay, I guess it was this, but then they like to, the Nolans and then also the actors and actresses in Nolan projects, both Chris and Jonathan projects. Like, they like to think they're in on it too. Like, they're like, oh, well, if I told you what it was, then it would ruin the show or ruin the movie or whatever.
Mhm.
They just say that because they have no idea.
Mhm.
Like, they were never, like, I'm sure they were told, they're probably told in like a creative meeting or production meeting, like, this is where it's going to go. And this is, because they have to have direction from.
I'll be curious also, like, because obviously I'd be curious what order they filmed this film in, because like,
Well, so that's the thing, right? Like, the
just
final
logistically with
battle.
that, like, what does that look like?
Yeah, like the final battle, how do you film the two sides of it? Like,
Oh, actually, I saw it because actually when I saw Inception, that was one of the things they teased was like a double fight, and they explained the context of it. Um, and what's really cool is he actually the fight. He did the one fight forward and one fight backwards. He actually did do the actual fight backwards also, and they
oh
show the
yeah,
footage of.
I have seen him, but I think that was that not when he fights himself?
Yeah, so he had to fight it both times.
Yeah, he has to fight it both. Yeah, but no, like the final battle, like, how do you, like, because obviously you can film those fights pretty
Hmm.
easily because you just do it one way and then do it the other.
But it still takes a lot of work. That fight was pretty intense.
Yeah, it still takes a lot of work, but like in terms of shooting it, it's pretty easy.
Shooting, I don't think is atrocious. I just meant more.
Yeah, but how
It's
do
a
you
really
film
cool
that
thing.
large scale battle where you're like
Yeah.
actively like pulling stuff back into place
Hmm.
and like there's a lot of, I'm sure making this movie was awesome, but yeah, I don't know. It's such a Nolan movie that
I,
it's the perfect movie to watch with Memento because you can see in Memento where all of Nolan's filmmaking techniques come into play.
mhm. Yeah, but so the more thing about it too, though, is I'm gonna say the insane thing after we talk about like the story. I think when I minus the Batman movies from his reservoir, I almost think I think this might be like my second favorite Nolan movie. It might go like Inception then Tenet.
Yeah, I mean, I have a thing for Interstellar just because of the tech behind it.
I think that's cool. I think Interstellar, like no one cares Dunkirk, so I'm not even going there. Interstellar, I just think it goes too long for me and like goes like too much at some points.
Yeah, and like Dunkirk is such a like,
Different movie.
that's not really a Nolan, like,
It literally is, and you'd have to rank it, but no, it's such a different film.
yeah. I mean, like, if we consider that in his portfolio, like Dunkirk is probably my favorite Nolan movie.
And it definitely is not mine because I'm not a big war person.
Yeah. Well, and not even that, like, just what they did so much with so little,
Hmm.
and they got across the idea of the fear that they would have felt, like the feelings aren't
Oh no,
like,
the feelings part I think they did really
yeah,
good on Dunkirk. It's just more of like it's not a me film. Like that's why me
yeah,
liking 1917 was so shocking because those usually are not me films.
yeah. I don't know. Tenet's probably, see, I don't know. Tenet's probably in the middle.
Which I think is not, again, I don't at any point think this is a bad film, and I want to make that clear. Uh, I actually kind of enjoy this film, and I think there's a lot there. I just think there's a lot of problems with it.
Yeah.
which I think is probably a fair thing.
There's problems, but they're the Nolan problems. So
Hmm. So if you are
yeah,
okay with Nolan problems, you're probably okay with this film.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, so,
I guess
yeah.
that's where we can end it. Like if you
I think that's a fair way to say it. It is.
both of these movies, like if you're okay with
I think Tenet's a stronger film, but that's totally just because Nolan's older now and knows how to make that type of film.
yeah, it's a much better made movie.
Which is funny because I think Inception is a better made of the same film than both of these.
I mean, I don't know. Like the set pieces in Tenet are so much bigger than they were in Inception, and
Like we didn't even talk about the giant plane exploding into the airport
yeah,
twice. Like that's such a cool one.
which apparently that was cheaper than doing it digitally.
Which is insane. I guess you think about it, you're like, we have a place we're gonna blow up, which is probably that's relatively cheap, and then you're like, we have a plane that like probably is scrapped or some shit.
Yeah,
Like it's not that hard on film sets to get a scrap plane. Like obviously in Casino Royale they have the kin, same thing. It ends with they have the plane sequence Casino Royale. That's how the whole thing starts. Do you not remember this at all? Casino Royale they have the plane and it's going to tank the stock price. And that's when Le Chiffre shorts it, and then it doesn't and then it doesn't blow up because they stop it. And that's why Le Chiffre needs the money for Casino Royale.
why can't I remember Casino Royale?
What the fuck? Dude, this is like the plot of Casino Royale.
The only plane I'm thinking of is in Quantum of Solace.
No, I will promise you it's Casino Royale that I'm thinking of.
I'm trying to remember how that movie ends.
It ends with her dying. You are.
And, okay, so he gets the.
I did not expect this to be a problem.
Trying to remember the plane.
How do you not remember the plane? It's one of the
No, Le Chiffre dies way before that. Because the whole like he goes to the
Casino Royale. It's the airport
he
fight.
ends with the at the resort.
Casino Royale airport fight. If you Google it, it pops up real easily. Like I don't understand. This is so confusing. I'm
Because
saying
he's transferring the money. She dies in Venice.
she dies in Venice. I'm trying to think when this is in the film then. Because I know this scene really well, and I swear to God this is.
Airport scene.
If I Googled Casino Royale airport fight, it'll pop up.
Yeah, that's not at the end.
When is that? Beginning? I thought it was
Um,
towards the beginning of film.
let's see. Control F. Airport. Let's see. Filming effects. Need to go to the because it's in.
But
Number
yeah,
and passwords. Mr. White bargains and kills the chief, leaving Bond in Vesper. Vesper dies in Venice.
mm-hmm.
Is the gunman. Um, Mr. White escapes with the money. M informs Bond. Right. Remember
Mm-hmm.
the end of Casino Royale is the like it's that uh complex in the mountains,
Right.
and he shoots the guy in the knee. He caps him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the end of it. But what is the shit? What is? Oh, it's towards the beginning.
That's what it's supposed to be getting. That's why Le Sheep needs the money. That's what I'm saying. It's the beginning of the film when that's why Le
You were
Sheep
saying
does
it's
the game.
the end.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's supposed to be beginning.
That's why I was so confused.
That's why I'm like, no, it's supposed to be the beginning because that's why Le Sheep needs the money.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I missed that. That's why I was like, this seems not wrong.
Yeah.
Okay, so after Casino Royale talk, I think that's where we're gonna end it. We are gonna, me and AJ have to figure it out. We will know when we do the SWW show in a couple weeks what is happening with the movie club, because obviously theaters and pandemics and all that fun stuff is still weird, and I'm very curious if anything is gonna end up coming out. And we are not doing Mulan because I'm not gonna do that because the Chinese and the concentration camps and all that fun stuff. But yeah, I think that's everything. AJ, do you have anything else for these fine, lovely people?
Hey, by the time you hear this episode, TikTok will be banned in the U.S.
That is true. Real weird, not fully, kind of. I think it's banned on the App Store. Be allowed to have it on your phone until November, and then servers shut down. My understanding was, I think it's
5 times. TikTok will be banned from the U.S. App Stores from Sunday.
I think it's from Sunday. And then I think from the internet infrastructure point of view, they have till November, is what I read. So my understanding is they're allowed to operate in the U.S., so once it's on your phone, you have it, but you can't re-download it. It's real weird. There are like multiple dates tied to that.
Okay, ByteDance has been in talks with several U.S. companies to split the U.S. operations. That was 6 hours ago.
Yep.
Well, and so the weird thing is, like, I don't know if you have been seeing it, but, like, I haven't been seeing a ton of TikTok ads, like, on TV. Mm-hmm. And it's only been since Trump wanted to shut them down.
Yeah, there's a lot of weird. They're definitely trying to make themselves more embedded in the culture on purpose.
Like, it's just weird. Like, it's so weird to see these two. I just thought about it more. It's these two Tencent battles with Fortnite and now TikTok, and it's like, God, like, it's the exact same thing playing out on both sides.
Yep, this is going to be fun. And on that lovely note, when we return next time, I bet you will have an update to that story, because there are rumors of the Trump administration now targeting Epic Games. So this will be real fun. There'd be some irony, by the way, if Apple wins out just because Epic Games gets banned in the US.
Hey, if Epic gets shut down, maybe Tony Hawk will go to Steam and I can finally fucking play it. Yeah, do it, Trump. Do it, Trump. I'll support you on one thing, dude. Do it. I want to play my Tony Hawk. I want it to work.
And on that note, we will all catch you next time. Remember, you can follow me at Mikey_Maroni. You can follow AJ at AJ_Losi. Follow the show at the SWW Show. And we'll catch you guys next time. Apparently, Trump's voting for AJ. I mean, AJ's voting. Trump's voting for AJ. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying. AJ, cut this out.
I'm running for president now. Trump's my one voter.
This episode is partially brought to you by the Humble Choice program. Did you know Humble Bundle has a great monthly subscription service that lets you get a ton of video games every single month? That's right, from plans range from $5 to $20 a month, you get a hold of a bunch of free games they have available to you. And you can use our code down in the description below to go and sign up. It would help our podcast and help you see what great games are available for you this month.
This podcast was a production of the SWW Show. To learn more, go to theswwshow.com. Remember, you can follow the show on Twitter at the SWW Show. You can follow me at Mikey_Maroni. You can follow AJ at LowSeatBoy. Remember, new episodes premiere on Friday, 9 a.m. Central Time on anchor.fm/SWW and podcast services around the globe.